So because I am considered fully disabled, this is how much roughly this is about how much it costs for me to be a dialysis patient. Now I want you to look right here. It says this service is paid at 100% of Medicare approved amount. So look at this. So you got pharmacy. They paid over $1,000 for pharmacy. These are labs. This is how much they're paying for labs. Now, this is the government paying for this. Look at these prices. All of these are labs. Labs. Ferritin, iron, all that stuff. These are all labs. And now I'm not paying out of pocket for any of this stuff. Medicare is paying for all of this 100% because I am considered, due to my major organ failure, I am considered fully disabled. And even if I was still working, there's no way that I'd be able to pay for all of this stuff. Look at this. Over $1,000 for a parathyroid hormone. And this is just a lab that they're doing. Like, they draw the blood, and then each one of these labs that they draw costs money. Just for me to simply be a dialysis patient, this is roughly about how much it costs. Nearly $9,000 for me to do a dialysis treatment. Each one of these is a dialysis each one of these is a dialysis treatment. Each one of these. Every time I do a dialysis treatment, this is how much it costs. Like, I'm not paying for all of this stuff. You know? So take a look here. So a couple months ago, I had a cardiac angioplasty or angiography. Right, for that procedure, this is how much it costs. And during the procedure, every single part of that procedure costs money. You see that each one of these is a different part of that procedure that costs money. And with dialysis patients, sometimes our grafts and our catheters will narrow. So they have to go in with a balloon, right there, to re-inflate the graft so that way there's flow, so that way you can do dialysis properly. This is how much that procedure costs. $41K. That's how much it costs to do a ballooning. And I've had balloons done in my arm several times, and that's how much it costs to do that procedure, including all of the medications and the drugs that go along with that, like sedation and things like that, to make sure I'm in a twilight sleep so that way I don't feel anything. But this is roughly about how much it costs for one procedure. Again, all of these are for the same procedure, right? To keep me under, to actually perform the surgery. This is how much it all costs in total. This is what it comes down to. And this is just for one person for one procedure. For the government and Medicare to keep me on dialysis, it's literally costing them like millions of dollars. And I'm just one person. Imagine how much they're paying out for all of the people that are still on the waiting list, waiting for transplant. It's almost like it would be cheaper if they just gave people transplants to get them off of dialysis, so that way they wouldn't have to fit the bill for all of this stuff. Or maybe it's just me, I'm just crazy. I'm not understanding how transplant and like these transplant coordinators and all these people involved with transplant don't understand this concept of like it's costing them millions per patient to do all of these exams and all these labs and all this stuff over years and years. And I've said this before, that it almost seems like transplant would prefer that you die than one having to pay out all this money to try to help you stay a dialysis patient, stay sick, and two, not give you a transplant. because they prefer to give those transplants to other people. It is more beneficial for the government to get you off of dialysis, get you back to the workforce, so that way you can start paying taxes again. It's more beneficial for them to do that. Denying people transplant is counterproductive to what the government wants to do, and the government wants to make money. But they can't do that if they're paying out all of this cash for one patient to stay a dialysis patient. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But what do I know?